Kenyans were shocked yesterday to learn that Kenya Institute of Management is going to be closed. And that is information that came to the public yesterday. There are allegations that Kenya Institute of Management is offering unaccredited courses, and also they have trainers who are not approved by the government institution that is approving them. Now what's happening is that there's confusion. Though those ones who graduated from that institution from 2018 to 2026 will never be recognized. That is according to the approval institution. And more than 10,000 students went through the institution over that period. Now, the CEO of Kenya Institute Management has appealed to the public and to the former students to remain optimistic as they pursue the issue. Now, the problem is when you see a government institution coming up with such a decision. I think you have been in Kenya for long and known how things operate here. Kenya Institute of Management was incorporated in 1954. It has existed for more than 72 years. All those periods, all this time, there's no single government which has accused the institution of offering unaccredited courses. After all, in this Kenya, most leaders, corporate leaders, managers go through this Kenya Institute of Management. The certificate is prestigious. Anyone who needs a promotion goes through this institution. And it is quite shocking that at this time, someone will claim that Kenya Institute of Management offers courses which are not accredited. Yet, every Kenya in leadership position in corporates wants to pursue the courses offered at Kenya Institute of Management. They are very marketable and the demand is very high. So there's a question mark. Why at this time, why do they claim that the courses are not approved? Even if they are not approved, everyone wants to do the courses. Why are they not going to other institutions to do the course or the courses? It means the trainers in this institution do a good job, and the institution offers quality education. And that is from the assumption based on the demand for those courses. Of course, there are other colleges which offer leadership trainings, but Kenyans don't go to such institutions. They go to Kenya Institute of Management. So this comes few weeks after the saga of Nairobi Hospital. And you know what happened in Nairobi Hospital. Several of their leaders are in court, accused of one or two things. And later on, you know what happened. Now, when it comes to Kenya Institute of Management, what happens next? Because they have been told to close all the 13 plus branches that they have. And all those ones who paid to do the courses, the government will assume that those courses are not valued. So it means Kenyans will lose their money. Yet they were trained. So there's a question mark, and I think you can solve that question mark or that riddle. So what, from my own observation, it is that this institution, since it is very unique, there's some politics in it. Maybe someone wants a share of the institution. And you know, when someone powerful wants to acquire an institution, they look for your weak point. They push you to the limits so that you can accept. And one of the things they do here is to tell you that they will close the institution. Once you hear that, you start panicking, and later on they come with an offer. You accept, because if you don't accept, the institution will be closed. And that is how Kenya operates. In various sectors, if you prosper, if you work hard in your business and you reach a certain level where you are making more money than even politicians, where you are making more money than those who are very influential, then be sure that one day they'll come with a tax claim of money that you cannot afford, or they'll come up with something to close your institution. And if they threaten you with that information, then you either collaborate with them or the institution is gone. That is what happens in most cases. Especially politicians, they normally don't want these private citizens to excel more than them. That's what happens. If, for example, politicians realize you are making 10 billion shillings per year, who do you think will they accept? No. That's why if you look at the list of richest people in Kenya, majority of them are politicians. And you cannot pinpoint the exact businesses they did until they become billionaires. That is what happens. And these other people are not politicians, but very wealthy, have companies which are in partnership with politicians so that they can protect their businesses. So there's no way you can independently run a business and become the richest Kenyan without collaborating with the politicians. That's what happens mostly in Kenya. But the argument about Kenya Institute of Management might be true. We don't know, but you'll see how things will unfold. And in future, you might find this institution has been acquired by a different person. It might be closed. Someone will buy it at a throwaway price, and then it is reopened. The name is changed, and things will move on. That is the Kenya that is existing up to now. Even Nairobi Hospital, in the next few years, it will be owned by different people. That is what happens. But at the same time, as all these things happen, we have government institutions, for example, universities are struggling. Most universities are struggling to survive. Hospitals owned by government are struggling. But the government wants to save Nairobi University, no, Nairobi Hospital, while in Kenyatta National Hospital, we have cancer equipment which are not working. We have dialysis machines which are not working. So that's what happens. And that is the reality of this country. So that is what is happening. And if you did a course at Kenya Institute of Management, you paid up to 60,000, be ready to lose that certificate. You can go to KESRA, do another course, or another recognized government institution. Or it's not a must to do that course or another course. Because in Kenya, sometimes when it comes to leadership, you can be appointed as the board chair of a government institution like Mama Lucy Hospital when you don't even possess high school certificate, while others who are not connected possess even PhD. They are medical doctors, others are nurses, pharmacists. They cannot be appointed to those institutions. So instead of seeking those papers, just look for the right connections and you reach at the top, you'll make money. You get old, you eat that money, and that's the end of you.